What is going on, guys? Tony and McGeeky Games, and today we got some Digi-Police for you guys for the BT15 set. And let me tell you, this deck is pretty good. This deck can climb the ranks as close as Tier 1, 1.5 for sure, just because how fast it is, and with the introduction of Ryudamon on the entire lineup, with got green, suspending things, bottom decking things, you name it. This deck can do it all now. And obviously, our two level 6s right here are just very, very good cards. But before we get to the rest of the deck profile and deck choices we have right here, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Don't forget to check out our pro site. We're up Monday through Friday. Um, yeah, we got a bunch of BT15 cards in there right now. As of even recording this video, I just put in like about 6 boxes worth of cards. So get them while you can. We got a bunch of these sitting around, of course, and all that fun stuff. A bunch of Tamers. www.geekgames.com for all your Digimon singles, and also if you're looking for Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon, those are there for you guys too. So without further ado, let's talk with the eggs. So we got the new Pokemon right here for BT15. I might have shot that egg's name right there, but who the hell cares? Basically playing this, you can either play as a 4 of, or just the way this is set up right here. Only because the Ryudamon right here evos for that egg for a cost of 0, otherwise it digivolves for 1, which digivolving for 1 kind of sucks. But also we're also playing 2 missing mons right here, but we'll get into that. The reason why. Opponent's turn. When a Digimon on suspends, draw a card. This can happen for your opponent, or this can happen for you. It's also once per turn, so you can't trigger it multiple times unless you got more eggs on the field. And then we're running the 2 missing mons right here because we do a lot of trashing. Of course, we're running 2 Prime Membus here, but we'll get to that when we get there. When attacking, by returning 3 cards with D-Brigade or Digi-Police trait from your trash top of your deck in any order if you want to, Digimon gains plus 2,000. Very, very strong. Our level 6s are only 12k. It's not that impressive, but getting to the 14 is much more impressive. On to our level 3s, running the BT14 Commandramon, a great searcher we're having here. Reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. You may add 1 card with D-Brigade or Digi-Police from among them, and return the rest top or bottom. You can't split the 2s, so choose wisely if you want them on the top. Otherwise, just bottom deck everything. It's also very, very good setup, too, with the OG Commandramon right here, if you already have this on the field and able to swing with it. If you have a full top 5 of just nothing but, other Commandramons, whatever, you can definitely set 3 of them without touching the other 2. The other 1, actually, because you'll be taking 1 card back. Getting this going off, playing another Commandramon, either itself or another searcher, you get a free search off, so just keep that in mind. This does not stop on-play effects, so that's also really good if you're able to hit another on-play searcher for free. Inheritability is the same as high Commandramon, so we'll only repeat it right here. When this Digimon will leave the battle area other than by one of your effects, by deleting one other Digimon with the D-Brigade trait, prevent it from leaving. Battle works, they can't Chaos Deck it, they can't obviously blow it up with something else. You're going to be able to protect it, as long as it's D-Brigade. It does kind of stink when you have this inheritable with a Ryudamon, or no, Oriamon, sorry, and you don't have any other D-Brigade cards on the field. It really sucks. So just keep that in mind. Or better, or worse yet, if you have this with that inheritable and you're stuck with like a Ginryu, Hisaru, or Ryudamon, if you have no D-Brigade whatsoever, because the entire lineup of Oriamon is just Digi-Police. So it does suck because it only targets with the D-Brigade trait. So kind of a little lackluster, and it is kind of disappointing. It's going to happen to you sometimes when you think you'd be able to delete one of these 3 other cards, and you're not going to be able to. We already talked about the BT4 Commandramon. We got the 1 decoy right here. It's not going to come up. I even play this at 2. I brought it back down to 1 because there's no other rookie I really want. I just need a Commandramon. You can run the vanilla ones for the 2 play costs, and it's like 3,000 DP, or the 4 cost one with 5,000 DP, or even just the stagnant blocker one for a 4 cost. Whatever you want to do. Decoy does come up, so even if it's a 1 over here, and you can also recur this by, putting it back on top of your deck and be able to get this back out. Because it can protect your Brigademon if you have no other protection. You can utilize that 1 Commandramon just to save this stack, and that could be the game-breaking deal right there. So we are running just the 1-up decoy. If you want to change the numbers and have more of this, I probably wouldn't want more than 2 or 3. So then lastly for our level 3s, we got the new Ryudamon right here. Has a start a main effect, and I will say this here, I will be posting a video even for just right after this. I'm waiting for it to be downloaded. I did misplay the crap out of this. So I will mention that in the video that I was a dummy. But this is a start and main effect by placing the Tamer, the shoe, from your hand as evolution. It can't be affected by your opponent's effects until the end of their turn. There are some cases where I'll just slotting in that was already on the field and triggering this effect. Not that it did much or have any kind of mental value for it. But it didn't really change the board state whatsoever. But do keep in mind, this is only starting your main. It has to be from the hand. It's one of those other cards, kind of like, with the Ryudamon. It's a way to like get it out of your hand for free without paying the full cost of it. And then as the alternate effect right here, same as Ginryu's. When this Digimon becomes unsuspended, well, it's suspended, sorry. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers with a play cost less than or equal to this Digimon. So once you get to like your Brigademon or your Mon right here, you're gonna suspend basically anything in the game unless their level 6s has a much higher play cost, which is very, very powerful. That's it for the level 3s. On to the level 4s. We got High Commandramon right here. It has the same inheritable as the Commandramon, as the BT15 one, so we'll just talk about when attacking here. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play 1 card with D-Brigade or the Digi-Police trait with a play cost 3 or less from among them. Without the cost, return the rest of the deck on. This is also treated as a Commandramon. So with a BT4 Commandramon, you can hit these and play out the Commandramon because it is a Commandramon. Also, too, we have a fair amount of play cost 3s. We got these 4 right here, making 8, 9, 10, 11, 15 targets for this one high Commandramon to hit when attacking. It is very high, and we have 6 of them right here with on-play effects. So, like, you can hit this Numemon right here and get a free Tamer around. You can even rush with this. And that could be game, too. You never know. So, that's it for this guy. Inheritables, like I said, is the same as the Commandramon. So, on to the Ginyu. It's got mandatory, like, not mandatory. It's got static blocker, which is really, really nice for this deck. A lot of people have been forgetting what this card has blocker. So, you may be able to catch your opponent out with this. But it's only got 4,000 DP to boot, so it's not really that strong. Has an on-play when Digivolving. Spend one of your opponent's Digimon. If a Tamer card with a Digi-Police is in this Digimon, so this is basically when you trigger when Evoing, that Digimon can't unsuspend. That's when green comes in. It's a nice frost. Suspend something down. Suspend one of the blockers. Suspend one of their big dudes, whatever that can potentially win the game from their end. You could just lock them down. That's nothing they can do. And it's got the same inheritable as Ryuda, so we're not really going to talk about that much right here. But it is pretty nice when you have the entire lineup at this and Ginyu. Triggering these both off, bam, bam. Now, when you're also triggering these effects off right here, it's not a permanent stun. It's just suspend it, and when their turn comes around, they get to unsuspend back. So, it is not a permanent frost. This ability, however, is a stun. And then we got Numemon right here, just running as a 2, because we're only running 2 Tamers here. This is kind of like a late game target, too. And you also can pop this off in the early game too. So on play when Digivolving. By placing 1 Soxy from your hand as evolution stars, it gains rush for the turn. It also has static as inheritables blocker, which is also really, really nice. You get other ways for like Brigade to block. It gives blocker to everybody with D-Brigade or Digi-Police, but like if you have like Cargo, this has blocker now because it's Evo's on it. You give other level 5s other than Hisaru. You basically give Cargo blocker. That's what I'm trying to say right there. And then speaking of Cargo, going into our level 5s here, on play when Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play 1 card with D-Brigade or Digi-Police trait with a play cost 4 or less from among them without trash or rest. Basically, all level 3s and level 4s are playable. Very, very nice. You're going to most likely trigger this almost every single time. There are some times where you may whiff whatever, but it doesn't matter. Because when you're trashing stuff, it doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt you off. And then it has an all-turns effect. When one of your other Digimon is deleted, you may play the top 3 cards of your deck. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, sorry. You may play 1 Commandramon from among them, trash the rest. So when it's getting, later on the game, this inheritable right here is going to become pretty stagnant. But very early on, you're going to hit something. We do have all these Commandramons right here, and even High Commandramon is one of them. So 4, 8, 12, we got 13 possible hits if you haven't already played any already. So there is a very high chance of you hitting them. But obviously, once you get to later game, this inheritable is going to get less and less. And then we got the Beast Dragon X Antibody Hisarumon right here. Also has blocker as well. You're also going to see that level 4, 5, and 6, they all come with blocker. Digivolves for 3 on top of an X Antibody Digi-Police. Otherwise, it's going to Digivolve for 4. You're never going to Digivolve this for 4. Because once you get to level 4s on, it's always going to have Digi-Police in name. in trait. All turns. When an effect suspends another Digimon or Tamer, if a Tamer card is in this evolution with the Digi-Police, so it could be either one of these 6, you may Digivolve this Digimon into a Beast Dragon or Digi-Police trait in your hand without the cost. So you can trigger this when attacking too, because when you're attacking and you have the Ryuda or Ginyu or even both in here, you're going to suspend 2 things with a play cost 7 or less. Immediately trigger this, and then Evo right into Oryu, because it has the Beast Dragon trait, or the Brigademon for free, which is huge. Has an inheritable effect all turns. When an effect suspends another Digimon Tamer, unsuspend one of your Digimon with a Beast Dragon or Digi-Police trait. So you can also unsuspend. Not when attacking, because once you've already attacked, you haven't really triggered this effect yet. But if you have another stack that suspends something down, then you can trigger this to unsuspend. Now, do keep in mind, this is mandatory, so like when you're already unsuspended, your opponent can just trigger this by suspending something down, like if they Evo into another X-Antibody card and tap their Tamers, because that is an effect. You're going to force to trigger this and unsuspend something that's already unsuspended, so this will get used up. There is no out. I mean, your opponent could just manipulate this ability. So that kind of sucks, but, you know, it is what it is. The next for level 6s, we got the Ryudamon right here. This card is really, really good. You can tech this into, like, you know, your Alphamon builds if you really want to, but this is really kind of centered towards Digi-Police. Has blocker when Digivolving. It's going to always cost, even it has 4 right here for other purposes, it's going to cost you 4 every single time. When Digivolving, if a Tamer card with a Digi-Police is in its evolution sources, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon or Tamers to deck bottom. So when you're already swinging with Hisaru, you can bottom deck a problematic Tamer. If you're able to choke them to 1 with this Evo, you just bottom deck the Tamer, and to be a memory Tamer, they can't gain the 4 memory back, the memory back to 3. It's very, very, really good. Or a problematic Tamer, Digimon, sorry, boom, deck bottom. That does the all turns. When this Digimon becomes suspended, whether it be blocking or use an effect to suspend this, you may play 1 Digimon card with a Beast Dragon or a Digi-Police with DP 5,000 less from your hand without the cost. So that is basically, again, our entire bottom line right here. Obviously, there's a 7 DPs. We can't play these, but our entire bot end right here is very much playable. That's basically it. This card's good. That when Digivolve is very, very, very powerful, and the all turns effect is really, really good here as well, because we can get on-play searchers, we can get Ginyumons right here by on-playing this, suspend something down, so we can suspend on the blocker and go in for game. We can also play the Numemon right here. If we have the Tamer in hand, we can play this down. This gains Rush. We can swing with this for game. Yeah, that's basically it. And then we have, obviously, this Commandmon here for more search if you really want to. And then lastly, for level 6s in our Digimon up together, we have the Brigademon. Still a really, really solid card because this is our go-wide mechanic. When Digivolve and delete up to a total of 7 costs worth of Digimon on your opponent's end. Very, very nice. So you can get a free Evo in this with Hisaru. Just, blow stuff up. Opponent's turn, all of our Digimon with D-Brigade gain blocker. So, if we have a bunch of Ryudamons out there, they obviously gain blockers. They have Digi-Police. It's also very fortunate because our Ginrus and Hisarus already have mandatory blocker. I keep saying mandatory. They have static blocker. So basically, this is going to give itself and all of our Cargos, our High Commandmon, and other Commandmons just blocker in general. And this turn, reveal top 3 cards of the deck. You may play up to a total cost of 7 worth of Digimon cards with D-Brigade or Digi-Police from among them, trash the rest. So a very nice combo you can do. You get like the Ginyus or Numemons to play these 2 out. You can play Ginyu and get Commandmons out, or 2 Commandmons, Ryudamon, something else. It's a lot of things you can do with this entire line because you have 4s and 3s. So we do have the high potential to play 2 Digimon out at the same time. And you can get their on-play effects. But that's it for all of our Digimon. On for our Tamers here. We got the Shulin right here. I might have pushed his name aside. We'll just call it Shu. Security effect, you play this out without the cost. It is our memory setter, so we get this to get set to 3 every time we have her out. How's the Mind Link ability? With one of our Digimon with X-Antibody or Digi-Police. So you can't slot this in under this card. Oh wait, yeah, because it's D-Brigade. So that's the only card you can't slot that in, along with this Commandamon right here. You cannot have this Tamer go on them because they are D-Brigade. However, the Soxki can, because it does for either Numi, Monzi, or Digi-Police. Oh wait, no, it does not. So both of these Tamers cannot mind link into these Commandamon. So just keep that in mind. That's something new I just learned while recording. All turns as Digimon with X Anybody Digi-Police gains Alliance and Reboot. Very, very strong Alliance, because we all know how Ryudamon players play, right? They have the Alliance, they swing on suspend swing. This deck can actually kind of do that with your Uremon right here. So when it comes your turn, whenever you slot these Shu into this Digimon, depending on what heritables you have, you can swing with this, suspend something down on your end, and then unsuspend with your Hisaru inheritable right here. You'll be able to unsuspend, do 2 checks for X whatever, play a Digimon out for free, which could be a Numimon right here, or Ginryu, or whatever you're choosing. You swing 2 checks with that, and then you can swing 2 checks again because you're already, unsuspend. You're going to live because you're going to be XDP unless, like, you hit an option, whatever. That's 4 checks right there along with XDP, and then all your little guys will just finish off the game afterwards. So Alliance here, very, very powerful. This Tamer in general just needs to be played as a 4 of. And then end of all turns, you may be able to spit this out of your Digimon if you don't want to. Otherwise, if you really want that reboot, just keep it in. Reboot's really, really nice. Because Asakusa here has jamming and reboot as well. So both Tamers have reboot. One of them has Alliance for the aggro, and the jamming for the chip damage if you want to keep your stack alive. You know you're going against a high Digimon deck like Royal Knights, or a deck that plays a lot of level 6s. So Apocalypmon's still there, and they got one more week left in recording this video of being full power. So they're going to have a bunch of level 6s in there and 7s, of course. So you need that jamming. Security, play this without the cost. Start a main phase if your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory. It's very, very nice. We can get set to 4 if we have 2 of these out, or you have multiples of her, which we can get 2. So the most you can get out of a turn is 5 memory. So which is really nice. 5 memory for this deck is starting off is very, very, very good. Has Mind Link. When you're Digimon with Numi, Monzi, or a Digi-Police trait, you can place this under, and you get jamming, reboot, of course. So that's really nice. So that's it for our Tamers. Our 6 options right here. We got 2 defense trainings. We do have a lot of searching, but sometimes we just need to reduce costs. And with the deck space it is, of course, so we can only fit 2 of these. So we have that. Reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. Add 1 black card, which is basically the entire deck, so you're not going to miss with this. And delay effect, you may reduce the evolution costs of one of your black Digimon by 2. It's really, really nice. Prime Mem boost right here. Now, arguably, you can have just, this card can also just be black Mem boost too. But we do have 21, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 23. I think 23 or 24 cards. I'm bad at math. That this card can hit. So very high chance that the top 3 cards revealed, one of our black Digimon with play cost 4 or less will be played off this and suspend down. So also a cute combo you can do too. If you just play this for 4 and go to 0, and you hit that Numimon, get the Tamer down, swing. You can swing game for this if that's all you need to do. So it's another way to get this down as well. And a Tamer with it, and then end the turn, put that Tamer out. So not only do you play this for 4, you got a Digimon down and a Tamer at the end of the turn down as well. So high value there. And then main delay effect, after it's set around for a turn, you gain 2 memory. So again, this Prime Mem boost can just be 4 trainings. It could be black Mem boost, whatever you want it to be. This could be whatever. But I like Prime Mem boost only because we are going the aggro route, and we do have a lot of small stuff here that this card can hit. Again, we don't care if we have stuff in the trash, because we have ways with our eggs and DCB bomb to get them back on top of the deck and reuse them again. So for 4 costs, we have main Digi-Evolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, by returning 3 cards with D-Brigade or Digi-Police trait from your trash to the top deck, delete up to a total 6 costs worth of Digimon on your opponent's side. So mandatory, you can get the Digi-Evolve one, right? If you cannot return 3 cards, you cannot pop. So because that's what it says. Then by returning 3 cards, then delete. Because there's a comma right here. If this was a period, then you do as much as you can, but you're always going to get that Digi-Evolve one-off period. So just have cards, make sure you have enough cards in trash to trigger all this. I could be wrong, let me know in the comments below, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, like, you get the Digi-Evolve one, that's a given. But if you can't return 3 cards, you can't do the rest. Just do as much as you can. So if you can't do this, you can't do that. because it's not like up to, if it said up to 3, then you can return 1 or 2 and you can still get this off. But I'm pretty sure that you have to return 3 to get the deletion effect. Added security does the same exact thing. Again, if you don't like DBC bomb, this could be something else. You also, since it is D-Brigade in trait, if you have one in trash ready, you do this to another one, you can get this back. You can get a loop going. Because once you have one in trash and one in hand, you're always going to have to be drawing a Digivolve card and just blowing stuff on the field. Very, very powerful in the mirror match if you're able to pull this combo off, because your opponent's not going to know what to do. They really can't do nothing because you Digivolve 1, and most of the time it's going to, unless it's you Digivolve level 6 to level 5 here, they both play cost 7. Other than that, if you're able to do the level 5 to level 4, you're always going to delete things. So that is the deck profile for you guys here. Let me know in the comments below what kind of changes you want here. Eggs, level 3s, whatever. If you do not like the Ryudamon line, if you want to go more X antibody, then you can play the other Ryudamon copies of this. I mean, there's the LM ones. The LM ones I don't recommend because they're trash. There's the Dorus, of course, you can play too because it has an inheritable. You can gain a memory that you can have as a searcher as well, but like you're going to be missing out on like Cargo, Brigade, Numi, High Commander. You're going to be bottom decking those. And if you hit 3 cards that are all like that and you kind of need them later on, you're SOL. But the heritable is also really, really nice. So you can make this a little bit more X-Antibody user friendly, but I think this is the way to go. Because like I said before, we've got these cards coming up soon for BT16. And, of course, Mecha Mori is definitely coming in because it's a very insane on play here. So there's going to be more Digi-Police stuff that goes into this deck. I don't think this deck's going to go anywhere anytime soon. I think the older stuff, like these 5 right here, might be rotated out, but who knows? Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.